Hello to all you Fire Alarm and Siren fans on YouTube. It is FS Thermal Fan 1000 here with a little bit of a, not really a vlog, but more of a story to tell. So it came to me that there's been a little bit of a surprise in Sheboygan County that has been right under my nose siren-wise for the past couple of months. And it took me until yesterday to figure out what the hell it was. So, yeah, pardon my French there, but yeah. So it was a little bit disappointing to figure out what it is, so here's that story. So it all started when I was sleeping. I woke up for a fire call. So I grabbed my pager and I ran downstairs. Then I ran to my car to go back it out of the garage and see if my gear was in the trunk. So I ran out to the car to only realize that my gear was not in the trunk. So then I got in my car and then drove over to North where my mom's car was, where my gear was at. So I quick went and got my gear, then responded to the call. So I knew I wasn't going to make it to the firehouse in time to make any of the trucks, so I had loaded up the gear in the Camry and then I drove to the scene. I ended up getting geared up on scene, but one annoying thing is, one sec, let me get it off here, is since my pager's on my belt, if I put my gear on, it's like pushes the pager into my hip and it hurts. So I took it off and I thought I put it in the pocket of my turnout gear. So at noon I was planning on going to Kiel to try and record their cyclone for a third time now. It worked for me for the December test, but it went off 2 minutes early so I didn't get a very good video. So I was going to be going back to re-record the cyclone. So before I left, I was like, I thought I had my pager. So when I went to Kiel and I was leaving Kiel with Elise, I was like, oh, I don't know where my pager is. So I thought that it fell out of I thought it was in my turnout gear back in Sheboygan. But if we look here, I usually always keep it in this pocket, right here, but it wasn't in this pocket. So then I had a freak out. So we drove over to North, it was not at North. I drove over to the call scene again, I searched all over the scene, couldn't find it. Then I decided there's only one thing we could have done, and it fell out in Kiel, so I had to drive up to Kiel. And sadly enough, it wasn't there. But on the way there, I thought I was just crazy at the time because I was pretty upset that I lost my pager, because some of you may know that a Motorola Minute or 6 costs like $600 or so, and I didn't want to pay that. So I drove up on Highway 42, and in the town of Sheboygan, there's a T-128 on Highway 42, and I'll show you what I found when I drove past. And I thought I was just going crazy at the time. As you can see, it's pretty bright out here, but so as I was cruising down Highway 42, I drove past this T-128 here. Then as I was looking at it, I saw there was something a little sketchy with it. I was like, hey, these T-128s were made in 2002. Why the heck is there a newer American Signal sticker on it? So this siren was replaced sometime between August and now, apparently, according to the town board. I read some meeting minutes after talking to one of the town supervisors at our fire department meeting that night. And because the controls are still the old ones, so I was like, what the heck happened? So the way it goes is apparently a lot of the people in the town pay very good attention to the sirens. So when one doesn't go off for a test, they usually call the public works director, Bill, like right away and let him know. So Bill came and took a look at the siren and realized it was above his maintenance, what he could do. So they called in American Signal. American Signal came in and they said that the motor was burnt out and that you have to buy a new siren or get a replacement refurbished head. So the new siren cost $7,000, a new head cost $7,000, and a refurbished head cost $3,000. So at the August 21st Town of Sheboygan Board meeting, they voted to replace the head with a refurbished head because apparently the warranty was like pretty much the same for a refurbished head or a new head. And so they bought the refurbished one and it was voted on to replace it, and for the installation of the new head to cost no more than $6,000. Now had they come to Sheboygan Warning Systems, we could have went up to the head, took a look at head and saw what was really going on. If it was a burnt motor, we could have replaced just the motor and it would have cost a lot less. And to be honest, the older heads are much more better made than the newer heads. So if we could have just went up there, for all we know, the motor might have not have been burnt out, and it would have just been like a brush that was offset or completely faded away from all the use over the years. So it could have been a lot less expensive for them if they would have just came to us. But live and learn. So they got this new head. It was installed pretty recently. This is the only new head that they have, and this is technically a refurbished head. Probably know it could be the same Siren, they just repainted it and then put the new decals on. But it looks a little smaller than the other T128s. I think they did a little design revamp in the last couple of years. But yeah, so here it is. It is on Highway 42 here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is a little segment I'd like to call Siren Talks. It's a little segment where we can talk about any siren system, any siren you want me to talk about. I'll try and publish these every week. And so yeah, if you guys want to leave a comment in the description about like the history of any siren you want to hear about, because I'm fairly versed on them, or any siren system you want me to research and then do a video about, I will do about it. It's different from the vlogs because we're not really going around checking out sirens. This is just me talking about one specific siren and the history of what happened to it. So yeah, that being said, drop us a comment if you like the video, and if you want to see more, subscribe. So yeah, without further ado, have a good one, you guys, and stay safe.